Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Hey folks, thanks for tuning in. It's the Ed August Astrology and Tarot Show. I was just listening to the bouncy bumper music they have between the shows. Some kind of jazz. It's not what I would listen to probably. So here we are again on a Thursday night and looking at the planets. We've somehow gotten through Valentine's Day, and we also got through Lupercalia, which was the day yesterday which was dedicated to the wolf that nursed Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome back around 700 BC or something, or so goes the legend. And we go straight from Valentine's Day to a day that has something to do with the wolf. I think there's something to that, according to experiences. And speaking of wolves, I'm looking at a chart of a guy that I did years ago. He's merciless with the ladies. He's never married, but he has 7 children by six girlfriends, and he's raised most of them himself. Somehow I don't know. It's just a weird situation. Anyway, why this guy has never been clobbered on the head or arrested or driven out of town is because he was born with a nice conjunction between the Sun and Jupiter. We should be so lucky, a Sun conjunction. Okay, Jupiter is a planet of protection and of influence and of he's never out of a job. He always has money. The Sun is right there, like a degree and a half away from his Jupiter. In Libra, so everything kind of stays nice and easy for him. He's got an easy life. But, oh, my God, these poor women, if they were smart, they'd get together, and do something about him. Fertility and prosperity and progeny, yes, that has to do with Sun and Jupiter, unless other things in the chart get in the way. He's also got Moon in conjunction with Venus, and that means he's just handsome. He smiles. He has this warm smile. People trust him. What they don't see is that his Mercury, the planet of his mind and of his thinking, is sandwiched between Pluto, which has great intensity, and Uranus, which is anarchistic and cannot be trusted. So you cannot trust this guy for any reason. But so much for him. But let me take a look at another person here that's on my radar, Edward Stratemeyer, who was born in 1862. He has the same doggone thing. He has the Sun in conjunction with Jupiter. He also has it in Libra. But, like I said, prosperity and success and getting away with things and stuff like that. So Edward Stratemeyer was an author, and he began writing juvenile fiction in the 1880s, 1890s. He was responsible for launching and writing several series of books, including The Rover Boys, The Bobbsey Twins, Tom Swift, The Hardy Boys, and Nancy Drew. He is reputed to have written 1,300 books. 1,300 books. So what I'm getting at is that, this is an aspect which will have an impact in terms of prosperity and success, but then there's subtleties. He doesn't have those bad aspects to Mercury like the guy does who had all the miscellaneous children and girlfriends. So let's see here. I'm just going to look at something else. Oh, yeah, and the interesting thing about Stratemeyer is that he was born with, let me just make sure that I've got this right here. He was born with Pallas, which is an asteroid. Pallas, some call it Pallas Athena, the goddess that was worshipped by the Athenians and the Greeks in the ancient days. And it was discovered in the 19th century that there was an asteroid by that name. Anyway, what does Pallas Athena do? It makes a person able to concentrate and to put together something really notable and fantastic. And Stratemeyer's Pallas Athena was in close conjunction, just a few minutes from Mercury. What does Mercury do? It's the planet of communication and of writing. So this is how this guy, who was born in 1862 and died in 1930, was able to write 1,300 books. Palace. And, that's a good thing. I think all of us should take a look. Where do we have Jupiter in our chart? Where do we have, what connection is it with the sun? The people in our lives, our lovers, our new friends, our bosses, what kind of combinations of planets do they have? I wrote a book called Planetary Combinations in Astrology Charts, which is available on Amazon. Just look for it by that name, Planetary Combinations in Astrology Charts. It's 422 to 468 pages, depending on how you hold it. As an ebook. It's an ebook, folks. You can watch it you can download a free Kindle to your, to your phone. And that, I think, that's what I've been doing. I've been getting all kinds of ebooks and reading them on my Kindle, and I didn't have to pay a penny for it because it's available, as a download. So anyway, how did I get to Kindle? Oh, yeah, my book about planetary combinations. And let's look and see, where do you have Pallas, P-A-L-L-A-S, in your chart? What sign is it in? What house is it in? What planet or planets is it attached to? What does it do? Because it can make you or break you. It can make or break your boyfriend, Now, I don't have time to look at Pallas in the charts of my callers today. It's just a half-hour show. So what I can do, however, is I can definitely be available for you if you want to reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you and answer any questions. We can email or we can call on the phone, but try www.edaugusts.com. That's like the month of August with an S on the end, EDAUGUSTS.com, and look for the radio listen page, look for the readings page. There's a lot of stuff there. So let's see who's been waiting. Well, you know what? I see some callers out there. I think that's fantastic. But I'm going to go to someone who wrote me at my website, at edaugust.com, and asked me for an answer to her question. She has a question about her career in music. She wants to know if a career in music is possible for her. Will that work for her? And her name is Claire. And Claire, I am shuffling the cards. Once, twice. I'm thinking of Claire. She did not include her birth information, so I can't use that for anything. 3 times. Okay, 3 times. Thinking of Claire and music and writing my blog, and I'm cutting them right where they fall open. Ooh, okay. It's definitely a desire. There's even a chance for it. Somebody will support your efforts. You just have to reach out and grab it, Claire. It's the 4 of Cups, where a young person is sitting with their back against a tree, hands are folded on their chest, and they're deeply in thought. They're looking at the 3 cups that they have, but the 4th cup is being offered to them. If that 4th cup is music, then I would think you should go for it. Oh, my goodness, you know what? You will either have immediate success or you are already able to play an instrument. I think you're already able to do quite a bit with music, because the next card is the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is like the 3 muses or the 3 graces, whatever, the 3 ladies in long gowns. It's like some kind of scene out of ancient, the ancient world, where they're celebrating. They're holding aloft their goblets, their golden goblets, and dancing. And it looks like a wonderful opportunity is going to be there, and you're going to be in some kind of a group, maybe a trio, maybe the Claire trio, because, 3 females and all holding cups, and the question is music. So either that or you will train together with a group of people. The 3rd card is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a business person who knows what they're doing, who can be relied upon and trusted. Not any way in the world that he's a bad person. He's a good person. He knows what he's doing. The King of Wands is looking towards the 3 of you from his throne, and he will be able to help you in your musical career, and work your way to another boss or someone, the Emperor. And the Emperor is going to be a distance away from where you live, so there's going to be the possibility of travel. If you're in mid-America, you might end up in the New York area, or you might end up in the Los Angeles area. That's just popping into my brain to say that. I hope it is true. But the main thing is, yes, your music career is going to work very, very well. Go for it. Now, let's see. Someone here has been holding for a while. Now, last time I tried this, I got a couple of these in, and the whole system broke down. Hopefully that will not happen this time. So I'm going to go to area code 917. Hello, 917. This number looks a little familiar. Hi. Are you the lady who's looking for a job who's in the New York City area?
Yes, and I still haven't found a job.
Oh, my goodness. What happened when you went back and, well, did you get any further help from the
yes,
from
they
the guy
told
that
me
had
they
been
were
helping
still Yeah, they're still negotiating.
They're still negotiating. Well, that kind of thing happens. That kind of thing actually happens. You know, unless he's completely lying, then that's a positive sign that they're still negotiating.
Yes.
I'm testing my volume control and seeing if I can get you just a little bit louder. Hopefully that's a little louder. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Oh, that's better.
Hello?
Okay, I think I've got it now. I can hear you.
Okay,
can you hear
great.
me? Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes, dear.
Yes,
So,
we're connecting.
You know what? Let me just, since we've done this about 3 times already, if you don't mind, let me pick a card. Let me pick a card for that.
We actually looked at other things. Yeah, we didn't focus on work. No, we were looking at my health and stuff. I had some health questions actually.
Well,
lately,
it was something about the dentist, right? It was something having to do with your dentist not being. So what's the latest? What's the latest on that? It's Anna, right?
Well, the latest on that is that I finally found a holistic dentist that just did it the way that was the best.
Okay.
So,
great.
And I'm finally over that hump. That was a major hump for me.
Oh, okay. Have they started the work yet? Have they started the work?
Yeah, it's done already.
It's still in the planning?
Done already. It's finished.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great. So that's one less thing to worry about, and that's great.
Exactly.
And you did not have to go with the person that there was a person who was leaving town or whatever. So you worked around that. That's great. That's awesome.
She wasn't very nice, and they called me back for another appointment, and I just didn't. I said I don't like to work with doctors that are like fear-based and, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's gone.
Yeah. Well, great. So what are you looking at right now? Is it back to your health thing is straightened out?
Right now I have an exam coming up in March, and I wanted to see what the cards say about that. What kind of message if I'm going to do well? This is like the 3rd time
that you're taking the exam.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, I know that's well. You can't be fear-based now either. You've got to be going in there with excitement, adventure, and positive thinking. You know, maybe light a candle or something the day before. You know, do some affirmations, do some prayers to the powers of the universe. You know, that they will smile on you. And let's see, I'm thinking here. I've got New York. I've got cards. I'm going to cut them for you. Where would you like? What part of the deck?
Right. The right
side of the deck? The right side.
Yes.
Near the bottom.
Okay.
I'm just going to assume I'm just going to assume that we're doing the right thing.
Near the bottom sounds good.
Oh, guess what? Okay, it is the 6 of Pentacles. You have a tremendous opportunity here to receive the health and the help and the positive energy of a good grade, someone who is kind to you, someone who will grade you according to what you deserve. The 6 of Pentacles looks to me like it shows that you will be judged in the affirmative. And why? Because temperance, it means that you're going to study even harder than you have, and you're a good student, and you're going to be in just the right shape, for going in and taking this test. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is a woman arrayed in her best finery in a garden, prosperity and peace. I sense a wave of peace is going to come over you when you get some of these issues, taken care of. It's no reason to be nervous. As I think I said last time, try to find a golden mean that you can hold on to, that where you feel the most positive and where you feel that the universe is going to be giving you the good luck that you need. This is fantastic. Right. I really like that. And it's going to be in March, you say?
Yes.
I would say go for it. But, don't not study. You got to study. The cards show you.
I know.
The Temperance card shows you not doing certain behaviors and certain things, but instead studying hard, cracking those books, reading everything you can about the subject. My dear, I thank you so much. I've got to run.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Have a great night and a great week. Okay.
Thank you.
And you're welcome. And with that, we're going to go to a 219 who's been holding for a while. Hello, 219 area code. Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes, I can.
What is your first name, please, and where are you calling from?
Oh, Elizabeth from Indiana.
Elizabeth in Indiana. Elizabeth, I would love to help you. What's going on? What would you like the cards to tell you?
My financial situation. Is there any extra income coming in?
Oh, okay. Now, what I heard you say is something about your. Did you start saying something about your son? Your son?
No.
And I heard you say, is there any extra income coming in? But I just didn't hear the very first part of what you said, Elizabeth.
Oh, my financial situation.
Oh, your financial situation. Okay. Your financial situation for Elizabeth, calling from Indiana?
Yes.
Are you anywhere near Lafayette? Are you anywhere near Indianapolis?
Oh, no, I'm further north.
Further north, but not in the town that's right next to the Illinois border. You're not there, are you?
Yes.
You're somewhere near Notre Dame, is that right?
No. That's I'm more closer to Chicago.
Oh, okay. That is actually the first town that came to mind, but I couldn't remember the name of it. I was thinking, what the heck is the name of that place? It's right next to the Illinois state line. So, Elizabeth, income, is there any extra income coming in? And is it like have you applied for jobs? Are you in the process of trying to find like a regular job? Or are you looking for like a loan, like you need a large amount of money?
Yes, a loan.
A loan. Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up. So, like a regular job is not going to probably do it then. So here we go. I've shuffled the cards 2 times. Where would you like me to cut these cards? Near the top or the middle or farther down?
The bottom.
Where can I cut these cards for you? The bottom.
The bottom.
Mm-hmm. The very bottom? The very bottom?
A little.
Okay, a little up from the very bottom. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. The picture is very cloudy and very difficult for you because of the falling tower. The falling tower shows the possibility of not being able to pay bills and stuff like that, But the next card is very positive. It's a Page of Wands. A Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. It's 2 people. One is male and one is female. The Page is usually a younger person, and the Queen would be about your age and maybe a friend. These people are someone that I believe that you know, and if you don't know them, you're going to meet them soon. But anyway, it could be family, and the fact that they have wands is good because wands have to do with money and prosperity. If your situation is so bad that it looks like you're not going to be able to stay in the place where you are right now, then I see you moving in for a short time anyway with these 2 friends or with this small family. Page of Wands could be a generation younger than the Queen of Wands, so it might be a mother and her kid, but that might be immediately helpful. Now, as far as the loan that you're looking for, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other issue. For that, I get the High Priestess. That is a very wise woman. That's a very wise woman, very very cunning and shrewd, and knows what needs to be done or who you need to talk to. I'm not sure who that person is, but the card comes up as the Chariot. Hey, maybe it's a used car dealer or something. No, it's a chariot. It's a guy like a warrior in a chariot. Tough guy, strong guy, a guy who knows what's going on. Two sphinxes are pulling him. One is white and one is black. So he's got a lot of he's just a very interesting person who can use both. He can use powers. He can use the powers of I guess, of good and evil or whatever you want to say. But I see that the next one is the Two of Cups. That's a partnership, a friendship, coming together with him, making a deal. It's possible that he would be able to lend you or give you the money that you want. Now, because the High Priestess came, the High Priestess is very wise, and what it probably means is that you have some kind of clue already that there might be a guy around you or a guy in your past that you can refer to that can help you. I mean, if times are really tough, this is when you go back to your old friends and old lovers and family members, to get what you need. I think these cards are showing that this is going to win for you, because right after the partnership card, the Two of Cups, is the Empress. The Empress is a woman who's dressed in radiant, beautiful clothes, and she's sitting on a throne, and she's holding like this diadem in her. I mean, she's got a diadem around her head, and it looks very posh. And she's got a heart with the sign of Venus on it. So it means you will be loved. You will be loved out of this experience. This is going towards possibly a relationship that will come from you being able to get what it is that you need. So I don't see any bad cards in here. You know, the worst card on here is right now. The worst card is what you've been through, is the falling tower. That means like a loss or a breakdown or something like that. Is that what happened? Did someone go out of your life suddenly, or you lost a job or something?
No.
But you said that you need money, so you need a large amount of money. Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope that all works out. I'm glad to hear that it's not so critical, that it's not so critical, because if you had, lost your job or whatever, that would make it even worse. So,
No.
Elizabeth, take it. Yeah. So anyway, keep listening. Call back again sometime. Drop me a line. I can look at your planets and stars.
Okay. All right. Thanks
you. So much. Have a good night. This should start happening almost immediately, but you have to reach out to these people. The woman and the younger person, I think they're from the same family. They will be able to help you. All right. Let me know what happens.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see where that takes us to. 305. Let's see. 14. Well, let me see. I've got. How much time do I have here? I've got enough time to talk to at least one more person. 35. I think so. Wow. Let me go to the next caller. This is someone calling from Arizona. And here we are. Yes, you've been waiting 24 minutes. Thank you very much for calling. And it's Ed Augusts. What can I do for you tonight?
Hi. Well, this is Suzanne. And
Suzanne.
I've been enjoying the show. Yeah. So
friends at home, this is a familiar voice. She is the host of Mad Scientists Exposed, which is an awesome program having to do with things like, well, how would you describe it? Vaccines, different conspiracies, asteroids.
It's when fraud goes on in science. Because it does happen.
When fraud goes on in science. Okay. That's great.
So, I mean, not all science, but some scientists here and there. So there's whistleblowers that we track and stuff like that. So,
I love it. Now, tonight we've got, we've got about 5 minutes left. So do you want to stick to the subject at hand, which would be astrology or tarot? Is there a question I can answer?
I was watching, actually, a video about UFOs the other night, and the speaker was saying, the UFO took me out on a ride into the solar system, and I got to meet the planets, and he's saying, this planet has this gender, and that planet has that gender, but Mercury is androgynous, and I'm like, well, oh, I didn't know that had genders, but I figured somebody like you might know that. You know what?
Well, a lot of people
have.
are startled. A lot of people are startled to find out that Mercury has, the planet Mercury has no sex. No, it's androgynous. It can go either way. Supposedly, like let's say if a guy is born with Mercury in a conjunction or close aspect with like Venus or Mars or something, he might grow up to like boys, and that's just a fact of the matter. Now, if something bad is going to happen from that, if he's going to get into some terrible trouble because of it, then that Mercury will be opposite Mars or square Mars or Saturn or something that will stop him in his tracks. That's a lot of this has to do with forensic science. Although they don't believe that much in astrology. I wish they would, because if they look through hundreds and hundreds of criminals, they'll find that the charts have tremendous similarities in how they work. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying being gay is criminal. I'm just not at all. I'm just saying, like for example, if somebody's born with Mercury in Venus or Jupiter, then you know what? It's a smooth aspect. It's an aspect that works. They can have a wonderful life, and it's not going to be a bad thing, you see. But yeah, so that's why we get the idea that Mercury is androgynous. Venus is female. Mars is masculine. Of course, it's the barbed planet, the planet of war and work and masculinity. Venus has the Venus sign, the women's sign, the little cross under the circle. And that is definitely female. Jupiter is masculine. Saturn is feminine. Uranus is masculine. Neptune is more like a goddess. Neptune, goddess of the sea, has much to do with Pisces and Cancer and Scorpio. It's co-rules those signs almost. So that's feminine. Just the way that poetry and music are feminine. Really? You know what? If I see someone who has a really strong Neptune in their chart, they could be a musician or they could be an artist. It just depends on like the quirky nature. Is that considered a feminine trait? Yes. Well, yes. Actually, it would be. Just as Mars and Pluto and Uranus are, and the Sun, by the way, the Sun also are masculine. So you get the two components in the chart: the masculine, the feminine, and then you have the third sex, which could be Mercury. So it's very interesting. You have to see where these planets are. So
how did ancients know that? How
did people know that?
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you what it was. In about 2000 BC, or maybe even longer ago, because now there's ideas that maybe the Great Sphinx of Egypt was built something like 34,000 years ago. So there could have been multiple civilizations in that part of the world. Well, anyway, they had astrology. The Assyrians, Babylonians, and the Egyptians had a very sophisticated astrology, and they had the zodiac, and they had the natures of the planets. Now, how did they know this? Well, it's recorded, that the priest astrologers of ancient Babylon would stand on top of those ziggurats, those buildings, late at night, and they would watch the moons of the stars, and they would gear what they saw in the heavens. They would see, well, what happens to the king? What happens to the king's son? Are they attacked? Is there a good harvest or whatever? They did this for hundreds and hundreds of years, and that's how they nailed the nature of the planets. Well, Suzanne, I'm coming back down to the end of the show, so I must say thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Thank you for my call.
You're so welcome. And folks, remember, edaugust.com. I'd love to talk to you and love to help you with anything you want, either tarot or astrology. And here's my exit. Here's my dumb exit music. Probably the last time I'll use it. Let's try. So if I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, would you pardon me? Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Every Tuesday and Friday, 12 noon Mountain Time, and Thursday night at 9 o'clock Mountain. See you soon. Bye, folks. The operative word there was moonlight. In the moonlight, you get it? It has to do with I'm looking for songs about the sun and the planets and the moon. Okay, bye, folks.